Good day, Tamers. It's I, Agito Swiftly, here to give you some news that may or may not be a bit late in time. For those of you who've not seen, news time. For those of you who have seen, I apologise for the delay. It's been one of those very good weeks where having to essentially slow down a bit, give yourself a rest after work, playing some Zelda. That's been very good. I'm enjoying the ADD, HD, DDDD, that is Zelda, where you just go from one side to the other and just figure out what you're doing in between. Very good for my brain. That just pings off the wall. We have more information about the Animal Colosseum for those of you who've been looking into it and forward to it, like myself, because I think the sovereigns are very cool. I think what's coming out is also very cool. So let's jump in here and have a look. So we have sales sheet info for Ex-05 Animal Colosseum, which is the pendulum from 2003, I think it was. So, it's quite old now at this point. Point 1 and 2 confirm the ace cards for the sovereigns and Fang Longmon's debut. Point 3 is about the story Dusk and Dawn theme. As those of you know, I continually complained that we didn't have these cards up until now, and I'll probably keep complaining until we get them. I think even in the last questionnaire they asked what am I looking forward to seeing the most in the card game, and it was essentially Dusk and Dawn. It's like one of the very old games now that has like virtually no support. It makes sense that they put it in this order because BT11 was a world free set kind of, and a few sets later, Dusk and Dawn, which makes sense because it came out a few years after that. So I agree at the timing. I look forward to this. It's got some very cool Digimon, and I think there's at least like a good handful of Digimon that first appeared in Dusk and Dawn that we've had before. So it'd be nice to actually see them in their roots, see what's going on there. And then additional information for EX5 Sovereigns over here. The Popular 4 Sovereigns includes Ace cards, which we know. All 4 cards used as the key card when building a deck. Hulongmon, which is Fanglongmon. Bottom of the Earth is also known as the Digimon card for the first time. A total of 12 Digimon cards. Popular Divas will be here. Thank God. So for other people who definitely like Digimon Tamers. This is essentially something that people have been asking for since we had EX2. Obviously, you had a Telemon, and I think there's been 2 other Divas. I can't remember off the top of my head that have been out. So for those of you like the Weird Monkey, for those of you who like the Very Odd Rat, or the Suspicious Tiger, or the Weird Horse, it's your time to shine. Plus, Sayu and Ko from the Digimon Story Games series will get cards for the first time. That's pretty cool. So we know we're getting at least 1 Tamer card in that set, possibly 2, depending on how they want to do this. It could be a duo card, it could be a single card. 3 types of box toppers are included. The limited card set version 2, pack 1. The 3rd anniversary update pack, which came in BT13 for Japan. We are getting it 2 sets later, which I think is 8 months later than they had it. I just want my Examon cards. I don't make the deck any better, but at least they're cool. And then the Animal Colosseum Promotional Pack 1 card type. This is going to be probably the same as we had before, which is either going to be 6 cards that are going to get the nice alt art treatment, or it's going to be 6 random uncommons Digimon that are going to get the foil treatment. Is what it is. We'll find out close to the date. It's not too far away now for this for Japan. I think it's August, so yeah, not too far away now. Then one additional secret type with an English exclusive alt art version. So Fenlong is probably going to get a different alt art over here as an extra typing. Pretty cool. Now we also have the name for the upcoming BT15 set, which is Exceed Apocalypse, and will be releasing in September, basically October, in Japan. For those of you who've been asking for Apocalypse in BT14, it basically says no. But we'll be getting this in BT15, which I think is pretty cool. Essentially, since the set is named after Apocalypse Mon. There's been other fan theories going around, basically that half of the adventure stuff is in this set, and then half of it is in BT15, which makes more sense. And as you can see by what cards we've got Magna Angie, we've got Zuda, we've got Lilymon, we've got Metal Greymon, the Aces. And it makes sense that we're going to get the other 4 in BT15 at this point, because we're only getting 6 Aces altogether, and the other 2 are in the structure deck. It covers all the colours besides white, because there might not be any. An EX4 has been announced on the world site, so for the English market, we'll have a look later. There are other further details here. Both the online and offline regionals, as well as the Ultimate Cups, have been updated for July and August, September, respectively. Check the link below for dates, venues, and pricing. Dates have been released for ST15 and 16, including Ace Blast Evolutions and Sport cards. So for those of you who are wondering, this is what you're looking at. essentially, if you want to play this, you're going to need to buy 2 decks as per usual. 2 Agamons, 2 Greymons, 2 Metal Greys, and then 2 Wars, and then same here, 2 Gabus, 2 Garurus, 2 Aware Garurus, and 2 Ace Metal Garurus. And then your Friendship and your Courage cards. I can't remember if they're good or not. Then we had a new flowchart update here, so for those of you who are big into the game, and you want to know what's going on now, basically this has changed. The rules for counter timing: at the start of counter timing, your opponent's effects which state your opponent's Digimon attacks triggers and then activates, and then after those resolve, you may counter once effect. Block is no longer a triggered effect, nor is it activated. Instead, it's just a passive which allows Digimon to block during the block timing. I think this one was a long time ago, and then they changed it to a triggered effect, or it was an activated effect and then turned into a trigger effect. I can't remember what it was now, but yeah, now it's just like a thing. Like some Digimon have shields, basically, and go nope. Block timing rules state that you may only block with 1 Digimon during your block timing. I don't know if this got brought up at some point where someone tried to block with multiple things and they couldn't have an answer for them, so Bandai's actually clarify that no, you can only block with 1 Digimon per Digimon. Overflow X is a game rules which takes effect immediately as soon as the card is removed from the battle area. And then 5 is it has been confirmed to not happen when the card is moved around. So if the card is getting taken from a source, or is put under a different source, or is then played from a source onto the field, because it never technically leaves the battlefield, it doesn't count. Only if it goes to hand, to trash, to deck, to security, and eventually when you get a banish zone, that's when it will count. You get in the free memory. Player pack has also been announced, but we'll go through this officially in a moment. But no, I'm quite happy with this. I think it's been really cool. I love the alternate art for the Magnamon, and we'll see what's going on later with that. Spoilers. So we've got some spoilers here. They're just getting the updated high graphical integrity for the Ace cards because, to be fair, they did kind of need to turn up a little bit more because the ones we had were like from the magazines like 6 weeks ago or so, or a bit longer. For those of you who don't know, Digimon hand counter blast Digivolve this without paying its playcast, and on play when Digivolving trash 2 Digivolution cards from under your opponent's Digimon, then return with your opponent's Digimon with no Digivolution cards to the hand. Fairly good if you want to get rid of, like, say, maybe a memory blocker or a floodgate of any of sorts, because they probably won't have a Digivolution source anyway, so you can bang and pop. Or if they've got a big scary thing, you can get rid of 2 sources, then get rid of a level 3 that's been played for, searching effects maybe. An Overflow, Ace effect here, which is like the middle effect. With this card, it's set for the battle area or under a card's 2 places other than the battle area or under your cards. Lose free memory. Again, what we just said. If it is not trashed, if it is not sent to the deck, if it's not sent to the hand, if it's not sent to security, and if it's not sent to the eventual banish zone or the dark ocean, as I'm going to call it, they're not getting free memory. Leading Digimon effect on play when Digivolving, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, then you may return one of your opponent's suspended Digimon 5,000 DP or less to the bottom of the deck. Pretty good. I'm actually okay with that. Then we started getting actual cards for the set then. So the reason why a lot of people are like, oh, we're only getting half and half is because Kunimon's here, not Tentamon, which is very unusual to say at least. But hopefully we get a cool Tentamon in the future. Kunimon, on play, by spending this Digimon, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 green card amongst them to your hand, place the rest of the bottom of your deck. Having a green card rather than a green Digimon is really cool. It grabs you an option card. Maybe you find hidden potential in there. Maybe you find a tamer. Koagumon just has jamming, so if you somehow have memory still after this, go for 2, swing for jamming, get an extra cheeky swing in if you can. Koduku Gilmon, rookie. So you get a cool Baby Spider on play by suspending one of your Digimon. Suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. And on play, when Digimon suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, all of your opponent's Digimon with 5,000 DP or less do not unsuspend during your opponent's next turn. During the unsuspend phase. It's really cool. I like the idea, like, this is essentially slowing down for stickiness. Especially if you get like a level 5 spider or Arachnikimon or level 6 that gives you piercing, which could be really good, obviously, if you're suspending your opponent's board and just piercing for everything. With turn 1 inherit effect, opponent's turn was per turn when one of your opponent's Digimon attacks trash 2 sources from their card. Shogun Gekimon has blocker, and then all turns once per turn when this Digimon's Digivolution cards is trashed. This Digimon can't be deleted in battle until the end of your opponent's turn, which I think is really cool. You block, you don't die. Because, oh, I don't die. And you strip all their sources. Then Gekomon has the same inherited effect of Tama. I do like the idea that you're stripping your own sources to attack kind of thing, rather than, like, say, for instance, like an Ice Wall where you have to pay memory to attack. In this case, you're essentially paying in sources to attack, which is fairly interesting. I don't know how I feel about that, though, but we'll see in the future. Choo-Choo-Mon and Damon over here. Rookie Virus, Beast, Bagra Army Twilight. On deletion, you can save. The inherit effect is blocker, and then Damon effect is retaliation. The inherit effect blocker, and then on deletion, save. Pretty much going to be a blocker with retaliation to just essentially take out opponent's big monsters, maybe, depending on what you can and can't do. We have Chumon over here. On play, add one card from your Securious deck to hand. Then you may place one card with Sukamon in its name from your hand on top of your Securious deck. Doing yellow things, essentially replacing Security, which I think is pretty cool. Doesn't tell you to shuffle, though, which I suppose it's just going one to the other, right? So maybe they don't need you to shuffle. On deletion, one of your opponents Digimon gets minus 3 fast and DP until the end. Sukamon, Security attack. At the end of battle, play this card without paying its cost, which is pretty cool. Makes sense because you got Nanimon as the other one. So yeah, get all these guys out and about. Haste effect on deletion, one of your opponents Digimon gets minus 3 fast for the turn. Then Suka's Curse. Main, one of your non-white Digimon may evolve into a Digimon card with Sukamon in its name from your hand without paying its cost, or ignoring its Digivolution requirements. Rules this card is also treated as Sukamon in name, so essentially you can put this on top of your Security so your opponent doesn't really want to swing into this now. A Security change one of your opponent's Digimon into a white Digimon with 3000 DP and the original name of Suka until the end of your turn. Oh yeah. Then we have like a really cool new mechanic. Digimon on play when Digivolving by returning one Digimon card from your opponent's trash to the top of their deck, gain a memory. And then, so for a cost of essentially 1 or 3. Pretty good. We have Vademon finally. On play when Digivolving. Reveal top 3 cards from your opponent's deck. Digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon for each Digimon card amongst them. Return the revealed cards to the top or bottom of the deck. Very good. So yeah, if you put that to the top, and then, you know, it's like a really good card, and you put it to the bottom of the deck, they probably won't be happy that they just got swindled like that. And then Emon. On play, when Digimon reveal top 3 cards of your opponent's deck, delete any number of your opponent's Digimon with a total play cost less than or equal to the play cost of one of the revealed Digimon cards. Return the revealed cards to the top or bottom of the deck. If they are good, they are going to the bottom. This is essentially a Digimon version of Jace the Mind Sculptor. Oh boy, that was a good card, and if you played that format, you know what the card does. It can crush your opponent's soul. Leomon. When attacking, if this Digimon attacked a Digimon with a higher DP than this Digimon may Digivolve into a level 6 Digimon card with Leomon in its name from your hand for a memory cost of 6, ignoring its Digivolution requirements. I'm trying to think what are the level 6 ones. I think we have Saber Leomon, right? And we have Heavy Loadamon or Loadamon, and we have Bancho Leomon. So I'm presuming we're going to get a new level 6 for Mr. Handsome Boy over here. But I think that's all the Leomons we have at level 6s. I could be wrong. There's a good chance I am. Now, the purple stuff here, I'm really cool. I think it's really cool because it is the purple milling stuff, or purple trash from hand stuff, which I think was a really nice idea back in the day. Pokemon, your turn was returned. When this card is trashed from your hand, you can get a memory. So yeah, you trash this, and then the old Titamon option card, you gain a memory and a draw. Inheritance effect, your turn was returned. When a card is trashed from your hand, you gain a memory. Nice to have that as inherited as well as the main effect. Pummel Whack. Now, when this card is trashed from your hand, draw. So draw and gain a memory. With this one, so you can have double draw, double gain memory in this deck. Main, delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. Activate this card's main effect. That says a new Floodgate, not like the Floodgate is new. It's just a new card that has a Floodgate on it. Gutsumon. All turns players can't play Digimon by effects, and then Monochrome Mon has Blocker. It's a 4-cost blocker with 5000 DP, if I believe correctly. It is. That's really cool. Having the chance to put this down very early in game, especially if you raise up, you don't really want to spend 2 to give that. So you go, here you go, here's 4 memory, spend what you can. And your opponent just looks confused, and it's very confused where you have a block on the field. Triceramon, Ultimate Dinosaur Boy, has a raid, which I think is really cool. There's not a very chunky boy. Being able to raid early in the game is fairly interesting. And then Dino Rexmon Mega Data Dinosaur X Antibody. When Digivolving Blitz, all turns while your opponent has 1 or memory, your opponent can't play Digimon with 6000 or less. This time gets 4000 DP. So you're essentially on your opponent's turn a 15k beat stick that essentially stops your opponents from playing smaller creatures. Which is what it is. Now, these option cards are pretty cool. This one being the best one so far. I expect Metal Wolf of Friendship or something like that for in the next set. Or you have a Tamer with Tai in its name. You may use this card, ignoring its color requirements. Main, by placing 1 Greymon and 1 Metal Greymon from your trash as the bottom Digivolution card of one of your Agumons, that Digimon may Digivolve to a War Greymon in your hand, ignoring the Dissolution conditions without paying cost. Security. you may play one Agumon from your hand or trash without paying its cost, then add this card to your hand. Essentially, this just recurs a Agumon. If your opponent can't get rid of that Agumon, you're going to Warp Digivolve, and I do think that the EX1 War Greymon is going to see a lot more play. It has Blitz. You can Blitz with it. The low cost of 4 from a Agumon. Flowering Impurities, spend one for your opponent's Digimon, then if you have a Tamer with Mimi in name, one of your opponent's Digimon can't unspend until the end of your opponent's next turn. Security, activate the effect, and then add it to your hand. Messenger of Hope, main look at your security stack. One of your Digimon may Digivolve into a level 6 or lower yellow Digimon card with vaccine traits amongst them without paying the cost. Then shuffle your security stack. If your Digimon Digivolved with this effect, you have a Tamer with Tokay in there, you may gain yourself a recovery +1, which is pretty good. Security, you may play a Patamon from your hand or trash without paying its cost, and then add this card to your hand. And then Wave of Serenity, trash 2 Delusion cards from your opponent's Digimon. Then if you have a Tamer with Jokido in its name, choose one of your Digimon. If your opponent does not have the Digimon with equal or more Delusion cards than this Digimon, unsuspend the Digimon. Security effect, activate the main effect, add the card to hand, and then we go into Gazimon effect. When attacking was returned, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 3000 DP or less. The tournament we saw a while ago, I think this has been probably 3 or 4 weeks now. It feels like it's been 3 or 4 weeks now. Time is irrelevant these days. Main phase, when Digivolving to a dinosaur or a thing with Trino in its name, reduce its cost by 1, I believe was the thing to do here, or gain a memory. I think it was reduce its cost by 1. I can't remember what the inherited effect is, unfortunately, and it doesn't get mentioned here again. Magna Angimon Ace Hand Counter Blast Digivolution. On play when Digivolving, if you have 5 or fewer security, which care for 1, then one of your opponents gets minus 1000 of each of your security cards for the turn. If your opponent has a blocker, it no longer has a blocker. Overflow again, lose from memory if it goes anywhere other than the battle area. Metal Greymon Ace Digivolve level 4 with Greymon its name for the cost of 3, which I think is really weird because it's already going to cost 3, so I don't it's meant to be 2. Hand Counter Blast on play when Digivolving, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 6000 DP or less, and then again for Overflow. And then we have Megadramon Ultimate Virus Cyborg, inherited effect when attacking was returned, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 5000 DP or less. I wish this was better. Like, Machinedramon is the only thing that's going to use this, and we don't have a red Machinedramon just yet. The hopes and dreams and rumours is that we get red-black Machinedramon in this set, and it's decent. So you can either take out the EX1 or you take out the BT11 one. Problem I have is this should have been like when attacking once per turn, delete your opponent's Tamers with a cost of 5 or less. So it actually makes it relevant, and then you might actually want to use it in other decks other than just Machinedramon. This card is good. This card is really, really good. This card's so good that the vitriol spewing of Mario's Gaming World should choke himself to death and talk about how good this card is, because him telling everyone to buy the alt art of Goldramon from EX3, it's a joke. Like, not an inside joke. Like, I'm presuming he had a lot of them and was trying to sell them. This is a bad boy. This card is good. Oh, baby. On play. When Digivolving, play 1 Amon of Red Flames, Digimon, red, 6000 DP, with Rush, token, and 1 Umon of Blue Thunder, Digimon, yellow, 6000 DP, blocker, token. All turns. When it's Digimon or Digivolve or would leave the battle area, delete all of your Amon and Umons. If you deleted by this effect, recover +1. The interesting thing here is it doesn't technically state that they both have to be deleted by effect, just that one of them has to be deleted by this effect. Just like, or like any, if you deleted by this effect. So like as long as one of them pops, you can cover +1 in security. Also, unless there's like a really cool level 7 that you're gonna want to Digivolve into with this card now. Because I mean you could technically do Omnimon Blitz. Do you just like Digivolve into Vorderarm now? It's yellow. You can Digivolve into Vorderarm. I really wonder what you're going to do. But the other thing is, like, it's a 4 Great Dragons. Trials of the 4 Great Dragons, that's getting played in this deck. You're going to, like, churn this goddamn thing out. And you're going to like it. And you're going to love it. No, I want to mess with this card. This card looks really good. So, we've gone through all the reveals. We've gone through like all the information that we got from like the new stuff coming out in the very distant future for us. Let's move over to. So we're going to do Ultimate Club stuff now. There's not really much to say. There's only one event currently announced, and that is for Gen Con, and it is online. So for those of you who want to, Gen Con sign-ups this weekend. Keep an eye on them. Look up for them. Jump into this if you're interested in here. Link is here. Or maybe if I remember, I'll put it in the bottom of the video. Nothing else is here, but we are getting Event Pack 5. So if you click Event Pack 5, it just is designing now. Event Pack 4 has probably been like the least wanted pack from what I can really tell from people. Obviously, we've got the new floodgates are in there. There's a random weird alt art tamers. That may or may not needed printing because they're old now, makes sense. Cool Boy got another printing because we actually need more Cool Boys because they were getting expensive. I think like they were looking at like £6 per like the base rarity. Pre-releases like 10, and I think that dropped the price down and everything by like a quid or two, so it makes sense. Then doing Tamer Party, which is special in-store events. Casual in-store events aimed at encouraging new Digimon tamers to pick up the game. I recommend doing this probably on like a Saturday morning or afternoon or Sunday morning or afternoon. Try and get some. Oh God, I can't make this sound any better. Try and get some young blood in. You know, maybe try and get some like some kids, like because there's probably going to be some parents who play Digimon, and they've got young children who are probably like old enough to understand like cards do card things. We've got like a cousin who's a bit younger, maybe try and get them in on Saturday morning. But we are excited to announce that the Tamer Party event kit is digivolving to attract more players and create an experience that is even more fun and engaging. Yeah, that's funny. If you drop 4 different card games, your player base will be split 4 different ways to whatever sizable degrees. But Tamer Party, the special Tamer Party store events allow new players to learn all elements of the game from experienced tamers, joining the fun of the Digimon card game. Learn how to play from existing Digimon tamers, compete against fellow tamers to improve your competitive skills, receive exclusive prizing for participating in the demonstration of the games. For this Tamer Party special, the prizing includes the exclusive Magnemon amongst the card types. This Digimon has a low inclusion rate, so please note that only some kits will include this card, meaning that it might not be one of the 8 packs in the box. Also, this exclusive Magnemon is randomly included in the Tamer Party pack, so if you join in, you might be lucky and find yours. June, and while supplies last, to players in general find the event near you, then come and have fun battling casually. Everyone participating gets a Tamer pack. As pricing, please be sure to check with your local game store regarding the event status, format, and registration, etc. Stores, there is no need to register on the TCG Plus. Simply sign up with your distributor, and you are good to go. Essentially, you don't need to be a TCG Plus store. As long as you sell Digimon, the distributor that you work with should hopefully give you stuff. So if you've been thinking about getting into Digimon or other Bandai games, it builds bridges. Please just note that one store can get up to 2 kits a month. One kit contains 8 Tamer Party packs. Stores can also choose a format, capacity, etc. that suits the store's environment best. Guidelines for distributing pricing in general, we plan for all participants to get 1 prize each at the Tamer Parties. The participants included will all learn to play, come teach, have fun, play against each other. If the store becomes able to hold events for various reasons, either the event has to get cancelled because not enough people, or depending on like the weather, depending where you live, mostly America, earthquakes, hurricanes, fires, more fires. But we have prizes. We offer the below guidelines due to them. The pricing for the planned event can be used as purchase incentives. For example, we can give 1 prize to each customer who purchases the equivalent value of the entry. So if your store was, say, like $5, £5 entry, if they buy 2 packs, for instance, just say, here, you can have this as well as a freebie. The prize can also be distributed as an additional prizes the next time the store is able to hold an event. So obviously, if you I can't hold it on this weekend, but if everything's fine, we can do it again in 2 weeks' time. Do that instead. Please contact your distributor, sales rep before the orders, questions, or further details. And for those who have not seen, which we did see earlier, Sexy Magnemon, medium rarity War Growl, Aldermon in nicer rarity, Rise Grays in nice rarity, and a Metal Greymon in nicer rarity. Pre-release, if it's your higher rarity, go for it if you wanted to. Otherwise, these are very nice. War Growl, unfortunately, having a mid rarity is very weird, especially since I think its alternate art is like 40 currently or 45. So yeah, if you want to go for a very expensive deck, you're going to go buy and build that maxed out rarity Galapmon deck because boy oh boy, it's expensive. But no, so these you get 4 of these per pack. So whatever pack you open, you get 4 of. It's pretty cool. Personally speaking, because obviously I don't really want mid-rarity War Groundmon, I'd probably go for the older or the Rise Greymon. I don't necessarily care too much for this because you get the foil versions anyway. But they're all four cards, so yeah. Upgrade the foil. Hopefully it's fingerprint textured. And then, last of all for today, guys and girls, and tamers in between, Digimon card game theme boost alternative beans. So it installs June. It's literally the end of June. So for those of you who got the early June events, you can't play anything too cool, I'm afraid. Although a lot of these sets are really awkward to play, to be fair. 5 must see points. Point 1, subspecies. So you're getting the black line and the chaos line for Galamon. You're getting the dark line for Kazuna, which is the other side of Sakuyamon. Then you get the black mega line, so it's black out, black. These are pretty cool cards. I actually really like these. DNA Digivolving Omnimon, which I think is, I like to say a long time, is the best deck ever made. I still think it's one of the coolest decks ever made, and I wish it did better, but I think a balance would be the only thing to make this even better. Although it's a very cool deck, if it stays cheap, I recommend grabbing all the big bits where you can, because there's no reason why it wouldn't be a good deck. Alliance is a very cool mechanic. I want to see it more, because they only did it with this, but I think more mechanics, especially if it's just around like Lockmon and Terriermon, so we get support for these in the future. If they continue being Alliance-based decks, that could be pretty cool and pretty interesting, especially if it's like Alliance that gives you more DP, or Alliance that gives you maybe like on attack, reduce your opponent's Digimon by the DP of the thing that you popped. That'd be pretty cool. And it just goes through here. The deck examples, for instance, these are your key cards. They're very good, to be fair. And your staples. But you got the old got Sudamon and the old Kuramon. I've seen people do the way around. You go 4 and 1. Agumon, Greymon, Agumon, Gabumon. So yeah, it's just good ratio. So it's like 12 of the rookies. You want 2 of these because it's the one that reduces your cost by 2 when you evolve anyway. So you just reduce your cost. So yeah, you just so it goes to 0 when you go into like your metal, or you goes to 1. And then yeah, so you go cost 3, reduce it by 1, and then gain a memory. So it goes, so yeah, it costs you 1 to just digivolve into metal grey, and then you go to Wegeru and do the same thing again. And then Krez or Blitz, they let you do digivolve into 1, and then you can just choose if you want to DNA digivolve. It's a very good deck. It just doesn't seem right. This makes sense, but I've not seen a list that plays this. I think what I've seen mostly is 4 Mat and Ties, 2 of these, and then 1 black memory boost just to search. You don't even care if you can pop it up. Alliance Lockmon deck, I've not seen anyone play this really besides like as lols. If you're into this, cool, get your stuff where you can. I mean, some of these cards make sense, but it's just a tricolor deck and it could be very awkward to play. Let's give it your best shot. Ravemon is a very cool purple deck. Essentially, it's about filling your opponent's hand with their security and then swinging and hoping that they have no more security. A lot of this essentially on deletion, if deleted outside of battle, delete one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon. If deleted outside of battle, delete one, your opponent trashes 1 card from their hand. And then if deleted outside of battle, your opponent trashes 1 card from hand. So basically you trash 2 cards, trash their level 5, bring back the Ravemon, because you brought the Ravemon. If they've got less than 8 cards in hand, they can take a card from the security, and that's how you do it. That's how you whittle down their security. It's a different plan of how, to get around security control players. I like the idea of it, although I think it's really funny. The themes I've seen is essentially it's all bird stuff, because I think there's a mega of a bird that you can play that lets you play other birds as well when they get deleted. Cerberus and so as well. It's kind of funny because obviously this is banned in one of our current formats, so like not a great idea. Analog Youth is permanently and always will be a career purple card. Matt from ST6 is here. I don't know what's really here. You could probably go like 4 and 4 and be quite happy with this. And again, when it happened, we had the Calling from Darkness ban, and we didn't understand why. Now we obviously understand why, because Raven is just too crazy. If you could literally keep popping this, or somehow putting source under it and keep popping, you'd be having a very good time. And then we have Grey Knights, which is a unique deck. They have very cool Digimon. The best thing about this deck essentially is the male Birdramon that just gives jamming as an inherited effect now for any blue card. Yeah, have fun with that. Just a random blue source in your deck. I don't know if you ever find it in other decks, but yeah, I think it's really good. Yeah, male Birdramon. Is that the old Birdramon? That's the old Birdramon. Only 2 of each. That's the weird thing. This one gives you jamming, which is really good. And then play 1, 2, 4. Question? Maybe 2, 2, 3? I don't know. I feel like I want at least 2 of these because it's your memory setter. And then the fact you only play one of these seems really strange to me when it's a card that can pretty much pick out anything from your deck. It seems very weird. The Alt-Art Tamer Pack, so box topper here is really cool. The luxurious box toppers. This is really cool in person. These are actually quite nice in person. This is what it is. And this looks really good as well. And then we also get as a 7th mysterious box topper the silver bordered Omni-One Zord Defeat. For those of you who still play this card, it's a good card. It just hasn't seen much play recently. But no, that's everything for today, guys. Hope you guys are well. Hope you guys have been enjoying Zelda or anything else that's come out recently. If you're a fan of League of Legends, Echo game comes out at the end of the month. Or is it Monday? Maybe Monday. So yeah, peace out, Tamers. Have a great weekend and join Gen Con if you're going to go. If not, we'll see you guys soon for some more videos and probably something calm, cool, and collected for tomorrow. So peace out and